Welcome back to another podcast, and I'm your host Todd Rayner, and I have a really cool guest. I've been on his podcast. We've, become good social friends in a very short amount of time. But I'm proud to introduce Kevin Davis of Kevinside. How you doing, Kevin?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
We're good. We're just we're doing the podcast, having people like yourself come on, kind of tell your story, hopefully help motivate other people out there, motivate creators, motivate those that maybe don't know that they're creative yet, and give you a
Like,
platform to really showcase. I mean, you specifically do quite a bit as far as creative work. You have different podcasts out there, a few different books, and we'll get into all that. I like to kind of have people introduce a little bit. There's some questions that I have, and we'll just go through those questions real quick, and we'll see how it all goes out. But first off, what really pursued you into creating comics in the first place, or just getting into this media?
um, so um, what really got me into it was first I love storytelling.
Mhm.
I love storytelling. But it was started around 2020 when I found out about comics. And because I mean, even though I'm a nerd, I never knew about comic books.
Yeah,
But that was the nerd side of me I never knew about. You know, like I grew up Disney, Marvel, DC. Even though I knew Marvel and DC from their TV shows and their movies and animations, like their old school Spider-Man, the X-Men animations. But I never knew they were another medium before then. And so I did like a little browsing, like to see if
yeah,
I can like get some digital issues because I wasn't sure if I gonna like it, so I didn't want to just buy physical.
yeah.
So I just like checked out their digital comics. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, okay, I see why people like this. Now I
Yeah.
understand the characters that's on the screen now,
Hmm.
even though
Hmm.
they're kind of slightly different on screen than in the comics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I see what people are talking about that is different in the comics and the movies and the shows because they changed up a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, now I'm actually getting that understanding what they mean. Um, but then I found out about independent comics. And my question was like, what is independent comics? Like, there's other comic books out there besides
You see-
Marvel and DC.
yeah.
And then I found out about Dark Horse, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
When I found out they produced the Hellboy comics, that I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was a comic either, because I love the Hellboy movies.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, all these freaking things I love are freaking comic books. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me right now? And then I find Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics like IDW
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Boom Studios or Power Rangers. I was like, bro, are you freaking kidding me? So I literally started buying physical copies of
Hmm.
independent comics, and I have
Nice.
literally a shelf of independent comics right
Yeah,
now.
that's I mean, I started
Uh,
Marvel early, like GI Joe issues, but definitely, I'm a kid of the kind of late '80s, early '90s when that Image hit, and I was like, oh wait, there's more because I was also focused on a lot of Marvel, DC, but yeah,
mhm.
independent comics, man, we tell a different type of story. It's not the
Oh
same old
yeah,
thing.
oh
So you
yeah,
were saying like that's really what inspired you to do your own
yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yes, well, it really kicked my sparked my I said I'm saying kick my fire. Sparked my fire
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
reading independent comics, and it was like a breath of fresh air because it wasn't
Yeah.
the same old characters being rehashed.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like different type of styles from different writers that's actually bringing more originality into the
Yeah.
world, and that just helped me escape from the world for a bit. And I just love the storytelling from the independent comics I've been reading,
Hmm.
and I just like I studied a good few years before starting to write a script and learning the
Okay.
craft of comic making. And I run around, ask questions. I was like, how does this process start?
Yeah.
What do I do? What don't I do? And man, just writing is literally my therapy, and writing has literally been just freeing for me to actually just explore my mind and just see how I can challenge myself. And that's really what got me into comics because it's literally like writing a movie just in your
Yeah.
own way and not having to ask somebody for permission to do it, or
Right.
like to get a green light from a studio where you can just make it yourself.
Yeah, I think that
So
that's
yeah.
a big point is that there's so many creators out there that we really want to tell these stories, and we have these stories to tell. And for me, like I even applied to like, I would send my art out, and get all the rejection letters and all that good stuff and have critiques. But now that we're independent, we're like, no, 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 I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna tell my
Hmm.
story. And you kind of
Exactly.
have all the green lights. I mean, aside from, some of the challenges, and we'll get into that, but life is filled with challenges. And I think
Mhm.
having those green lights to say I can tell my story, tell it the way I want to tell it, have the art that I want to have. It
Oh
goes a
yeah.
long way, and we end up becoming more passionate, right? When we talk about our
Oh yeah.
characters and what we're doing, we're super passionate, and I think that
Oh
the
yeah.
fans recognize that, right? So you
Oh yeah.
mentioned just like early on, you would, look at film scripts and things of that nature, and start to
Mhm.
dissect and try, try to understand. Like I myself is a self-taught artist, self-taught writer, colorist. Like everything is pretty much self-taught. Do you have any formal education as far as like writing or producing comics, anything like that?
Formal education as and technically no, but technically yes. Ca- um, because I would say my mom, she technically taught me by allowing me to read her book, her murder
Oh,
mystery book.
okay.
So I guess that's like kind of sort of like she gave me like pointers of how to write. So technically, yeah, I got like a little bit of I was a little bit taught about writing,
Mhm. Yeah,
but I didn't. I'm self-taught about writing comic strips though.
yeah,
Because that's I actually had to learn that by myself
yeah. It's
and get
it's
into
a little different.
and yeah, yeah, and I'm a huge film geek. I'm a
Yeah,
geek
guilty.
nerd. Right? And literally when I'm going into watching a movie, I love how they do certain angles and
Mhm,
the
mhm.
visuals and just how they bring out the characters. And I've always wondered how they write that on paper. And so
Yeah.
I literally found like uh downloads where I could download like I download like a Flash episode script I was able
Okay.
to read.
Yeah.
I download like a John Wick script.
Mhm.
Um, I Pirates of Caribbean script.
Wow. Okay.
Halloween, Underworld. Yeah, I literally went and found a website where I can download all these different type of scripts. I even went to download Jaws. I don't know why. I just
Huh.
did
Well, it's
it.
a classic, right? I mean,
Yeah, I was like, like for real, Jaws is one of the best shock movies ever. I was like,
yeah.
I had to know how Steven Spielberg wrote that freaking movie because what the hell? Because that
Yeah.
was freaking
It,
amazing.
with all the
Um,
troubles that film had, and yet it's still people say
yes,
it's a perfect movie, but like the shark never worked,
but
and like all the
it's so good.
one guy was like super sick with the
Oh my
flu.
god.
It's just the stories coming out of that
Yeah.
film. And it's
Like
interesting that
even I even went to Dawn of the Dead from Zack
oh
Snyder and
yeah,
even the rewrite from James Gunn. I was like,
yeah,
so that really got my passion going because I was like I needed to learn this because I want to do it.
yeah.
And I just kept going find different type of scripts to see the difference of writers, to see
Hmm.
how their craft is, because everyone has their different type of
Right.
craft in their writing or in their
Yeah.
storytelling. So I try to find like different writers just to get like a balance between trying to see where I can find my craft in, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
So
well, yeah,
yeah.
define like kind of your style, I guess, if you want to use that word. It's a pretty
Yeah.
broad word, but yeah, I mean, those are
Yeah.
some epic films, epic screenplays, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of those films I love, and it's interesting that you ended up doing say comic books and independent comic books from like researching film scripts, where for me, like I could say when I did it, I ended up researching comic strips, and I'm like, or like comic book
Mm.
scripts, and it's kind of like, okay, how did they do it? But yeah, that's fascinating having that other side. And is there any like influence from scenes in movies or shots where you kind of direct the artist to say, hey, like I love this shot, it would work well in my book? Like do you reference
Yeah.
anything like that? Yeah.
I do a lot because I feel like that's a really good way to show the artist what's in my mind.
Okay.
So like for example, I use Split for example from M Night. Um,
Hmm.
I don't want to butcher his last name, but you know who I'm talking
I
about.
think it's M. Night Shyamalan or Shyamalan. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Shamal. I don't want to butcher his last name,
yeah,
but
yeah. We know.
I use like his story of Unbreakable and Split,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I formed like my alter ego type of story called Skin
Okay.
Shifter. There we go.
Okay.
That we will talk about soon. Um, I use Dawn of the Dead and like Army of the Dead. I think
Yeah.
that's called. For my zombie saga that
Okay.
I'm working on. Um, my first comic, Arcfire, for example, I
Hmm.
kind of used what I use. I used Charmed, Stranger Things, Man of Steel, and a little bit of Vampire Diaries, I believe.
Okay.
And so yeah, I use like certain like like this character's like this character from this show because he's dense, depressed, and anger
Yeah.
issues like that. Or this character is more of a soft-spoken, um, energetic,
Hmm.
loving, loving type of person, like Stefan from Vampire Diaries,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll try like so like references to show the artist. I'm like, this is what I'm thinking. I mean, this is what I'm thinking in my head, but I want to tweak it like this and make it my own thing.
Right. Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely pulling inspirations from a lot of different areas, right? And I think for
Hmm.
us indie creators, that's what we do. I mean,
Hmm.
my characters are, Spawn, Batman, Punisher, Casey Jones were all kind of big influences for me. And you
Oh
take
yeah.
those
Oh
things,
yeah.
it's just like ingredients of a cake or something. You put them all in there. With you can make different types of cake, and you,
Exactly.
you make something
Exactly.
unique. So I as a
Exactly.
creator, I know you focus on creating something that's familiar but unique, and I think that's in
Hmm.
the indie comics world, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of familiarity, but there's also a lot of creative spins and unique spins on something that we're already familiar with.
Oh yeah.
And with writing, your books and doing Kickstarters and things like that, how do you stay motivated to keep producing everything? Because you produce a lot.
I've been told.
Yeah,
The way I stay motivated is that I watch movies and I watch
yeah,
a lot of TV shows. Um, I li- At first I used to get burnt out a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be very burnt out and didn't like feel like doing anything.
yeah.
But then the thing that really got me was I got comments back from people who actually
Mhm.
read my stuff
Okay.
and seen like my social media posts, tell me like that they joke. I'm like, dude, do you ever sleep? I was like, I'm trying to, but my mind just keeps going a thousand
Yeah,
miles per hour.
yeah.
And then I remember recently on my podcast, somebody actually reached out to me, um, saying that they love how I'm building my brand,
Yeah.
and he asked me to be on my podcast, and we did an episode.
Nice.
And it's just the fact that um, what I'm doing is reaching somebody, even if I
Hmm.
don't know it.
Yeah.
And I've been getting amazing feedback from people that I let people like give me like reviews of my comic,
Mhm.
and I've been getting so much positive reviews, which was unexpected because I'm 3 years in. I'm still a fresh blood
Mhm.
in it.
Yeah.
And one of um my biggest compliment I've ever gotten was from somebody that I gave them a preview of my manga version of Skin Shifter,
Mhm.
saying that she told me that she loved how real and raw my writing is,
Okay.
and she loved that I don't do like these fancy big words trying to make it fast. I was like, I was like, yeah, I write. I mean, when I write, I don't try to like to make these fancy words that makes no sense to me whatsoever. I just
Yeah.
write what's real, and I write from my mind, and I write because I want my characters relatable.
Yeah.
And she said that she felt the tension in my writing and the art. Like she said she didn't see that twist coming, and so and hearing that is like, okay, so I'm saying, okay, so I'm doing something there. I'm
Yeah.
doing something there.
Yeah.
And then getting reviews from my first comic, Arcfire, which is actually right here.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, it's awesome.
um, I've gotten saying, dude, this is a really good story, and they want to know more about the lore. and like I say, they can tell they have a lot of lore in the story.
Mhm.
And there's like this is a really good book that is for all ages that anybody can read it. And the people like that's actually really good because you can reach a lot of people with this
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because I'm like there are some stories that's going to be more of the adult level,
Yeah.
but
And
I do also have other stories that are for everybody, like kids,
right.
because I want to get kids reading, I want to get people reading, I want to get to people have fun reading,
Mhm.
even if it's a novel or a comic. I just want to just inspire and just ha- bring fun back
Yeah.
because this world is too crazy. We just need to relax and just have fun and just be humans, guys.
Yeah.
Like that's so that's
Yeah.
really keys my passions that somebody is seeing what I'm doing, even if
Mhm.
I don't know it. And so I kind of step back a little bit, try to get better organized.
Mhm.
And by the grace of God, I have a beautiful team that helps me keep organized.
Yeah.
Group of my best friends help me keep organized. They're doing things that I can't do, like a spreadsheet of certain things I have ideas for.
Mhm.
Somebody's done that for me. Uh, People ask me if I need help proofreading, if I need help writing, um, and it's really really beautiful. And even people and my friend, my one of my friends who hesitated writing for years,
Yeah.
contacted me saying that how proud of him, how proud he was of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, what did I do? I didn't even do anything yet. I was like,
Well,
because I feel like I wasn't doing enough. You know what I
okay.
mean?
We have that syndrome where we feel because
Yeah,
we're not selling millions of comics that maybe we're not doing
yeah,
enough, so we kind of overdo it
yeah,
almost sometimes. But
yeah. And he explained to me, he said, but everything he sees me doing, it really inspired him to get back to writing because
nice.
he was scared to get into writing because
Yeah.
his father's death
Hmm.
a couple years ago, and he was stuck on this book that his father started years ago that he was hesitant finishing. But he said, talking to me and seeing everything I'm doing, he was inspired to finish the book,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
he asked me to publish it for him,
That's really
and
cool.
I said, of course.
Yeah.
His official book is coming out November 15th
Nice.
of
Yeah,
this year.
that's next
So
Saturday. Yeah.
yes, sir. So
Um,
that's what's been my passion has been keep going because I am reaching without even noticing that I am reaching.
yeah. Yeah,
um,
that's one thing we never really see our full reach. You see if you do conventions, sure, if you have maybe people comment on social media, okay, fine, we know that. But there's a lot of other people. If you have a website, I have a website where people are
mm,
seeing it that we don't know, and they may even be purchasing some of the things that we have to offer. We see that purchase, but we don't know that kind of impact and that type of influence that
mm,
we could have. So, that's an important thing is just to kind of keep trucking along, keep doing what we do because we are making a impact, large or small. People out there are
mm.
impacted by what we do. What
Oh yeah.
um what are some of your influences? I know we talked about film as far as like how that is influenced into the books, but as far as writers or artists, things like that. I mean, you only do the writing for your books, right? Have you done any of the
Yep.
art? Yeah, just the writing.
No, I do all the writing.
Okay.
I attempted getting back. I used to draw when I was a kid,
Yeah.
um, but I kind of lost it because I got into writing. I thought about like trying to like learn comic panels and how to draw it.
Hmm.
Then I was like, nah, I'd rather pay somebody to do this because this is
Yeah.
a headache.
I agree. I agree with that because it can be challenging when I draw. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm better at writing it out, and an artist can really bring out the art version
Hmm.
that they can read off my paper. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to draw this. I was like, I'm better at writing it out, and I have an amazing partner in crime, my artist, that
Hmm.
brings out better than I even envisioned it. And man, I'm truly blessed.
Nice. Yeah. And
Well, back to your question, you said
yeah.
influences.
Yeah.
I forgot the question for a second. Zack Snyder, his visual takes, um, James Gunn with his writing and visual takes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because because I like Zach on a dark side of things. Like his stuff do be dark, literally.
Yeah. But
And then I also like James Gunn when James doing that light side, so I kind of get that balance
mhm.
between both of them. And I'm getting to more. I'm trying to get into like some comedy, just like to challenge my writing
Okay.
some more.
Okay.
So I get into like Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, the Wayans brothers,
Mhm.
um, so many other people I can't name off the top of my head because that's like a lot of them.
Yeah, that's
But just to
the
name a
same.
few.
There's so many
Um,
influences that just kind of meld
yeah.
together into what we create. But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I gotta go with my boy Wyatt Krugler, with his Black Panther, with his Creed, with Fruitvale Station
Mhm.
and Sinners. And that's to name a few.
Yeah.
um,
What would
so
you
that's kind of a lot of my
lot
influences.
yeah, it
Yeah,
seems like a little bit more film, a little bit mixed in with like traditional writers, some comic
pretty much.
writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And also the Hellboy creator. I keep forgetting
Oh yeah, Mike
the Hellboy.
Mignola, I think
Mike
is that how you
Mike
say.
Minola. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does some really good storytelling.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh yeah.
a- as an indie creator, what do you feel are some like your biggest challenges?
Always budgeting, of course.
Yeah. I think that's the number one
um,
for all of us.
yeah, that's it's always budgeting.
Yeah.
Because there's always so many moving parts. Also the other challenge is how many pages I want to do for an issue.
Mhm.
Because I have a huge storyline in my head. I was like, but I need to cut it up so it
Yeah.
won't be one huge, gigantic script. Because because that could be too much to read at once. So and also, budget wise.
Yeah, it's
And
interesting. Do you kind of you mentioned having that huge kind of that story to tell. Do you end up
mm,
plotting all that out at once, or you just, for me, like I end up knowing, hey, I'm going to just do 4 issues, and this is the story, and I break it down into individual issues, so it's a little bit more
yeah,
palatable, and the readability is a little bit better. But I mean,
yeah.
some of your stories are pretty big.
So see what happened was, um, like take for Arcfire, I have like maybe 15 issues in my head that I want to do Arcfire.
Hmm.
Yeah, I finished issue two into print so I can fulfill that Kickstarter. Um, so I outline it because I know what characters I want to bring in because I already got most of the characters already like created, so I know
Yeah,
what they look like already. Um, but it's how do I explain? I know it's so much lore, but and then again, my whole Kevisyde universe is actually connected. So it's
nice.
not just Arcfire. It's also Skin
Hmm.
Shifter. It's also
Yeah,
Halophane. Like so, I'm doing like this Stephen King type of thing where you think these not connected, but they actually are very connected.
yeah, that's super
Like
cool.
Stephen King got this, yeah. But the thing is, you don't have to read one book to understand the other. They're all
Yeah.
standalone, but they are still connected.
Hmm.
um, which I will show down the line how they're connected because there is a
Hmm.
future book that's going to be like a a crossover. I'll put it
Okay.
that way.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crossover, and down the road, when I build these individual stories up first.
Hmm.
Um, so that so I because so I'm outlining each story at the same time because I need to make sure they make sense.
Yeah.
Um, and because sometimes I forget what I wrote in one issue. So before I get the art done, I need to go back and read
Okay.
what I wrote in the script. So I know I was like I need to tweak that because I need to change that because I forgot I put this here. So
Right.
let me make that actually connected here so it can be smooth transition to this is happening, this
Right.
storytelling. And um and so that's kind of like the biggest challenge, budgeting and just how to structure the timeline of the stories.
Yeah.
um, especially a connected universe. Especially each story looks different than the other. You won't think they're connected.
Yeah. That's the
Because like
challenge. That's a challenge.
Yes, like because Arcfire is more like a science fiction horror thriller action.
Hmm.
Skin Shifter is more horror, psychological thriller.
Okay.
I wouldn't say action, but it's more like horror, psychological thriller.
Yeah.
And then Terminus, which would be zombies.
Nice.
And then
Wow.
Hall of Fame is serial killer clowns. So you
Okay.
won't really think they're connected, but they are connected in this Kevisyde universe that I'm creating. So yeah.
That's a lot. And that kind of like
Yeah.
rolls right into the next question here is, do you feel, and I know you, I mean, you just mentioned four books that are all connected, that you're kind of releasing, right? And do you feel that like having multiple titles maybe has hurt maybe the branding of you or your company, or even just the one title on its own? You know, if you start with one title and then you kind of have these other titles, do you think that's hurt or helped, the growing of everything?
I honestly think it's actually been helping a lot.
Yeah.
Because one, I don't like overshadow either one.
Okay.
Because even if I show like sneak peeks of another story, I always bring it back to the priority story was actually coming out soon.
Okay.
So I give teases. I'm like, this is coming, but this is coming first.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like letting you know. I'm like there is a universe that's being created. Like here's a sneak peek of a page that's for an upcoming book, but it's not the priority book.
Okay.
I'm like this one will be coming at a later date, but this one
Yeah.
is coming out soon.
Right.
So I put the most attention on like the priority book to make sure that get the most attention. And even on my Kickstarter, I give like teasers. I'm like, if
Right.
you follow this, you can also follow this book too. That's also in the same universe. So I'm like,
Nice.
I kind of stack them up. I'm like, let you know there are more books coming. I'm not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah.
Uh, like like Deadpool says, I'm doing till he's 90. Uh,
Right.
so yeah, but I think it's actually really been helping a lot. And especially the comments I get when I bring out, I'm like, oh, I have this book coming out at some point too, and people's like, dude, do you ever sleep? Because
Yeah.
good God,
You're doing a lot.
it's like, do you eat either? And I was like, yes, I've gotten better. And then it'll be funny when I post like photos when I'm not working. Like I recently, when I posted a photo where I was at the Tennessee Safari when
Hmm.
I said, turns out Bigfoot is actually real. He's like, dude, Kevin's not working?
Yeah.
This is a photo of him in the Bigfoot just found a rare
Yeah.
sighting of Kevin.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
It's
I was
that's
like, I
fun.
do have fun too. I don't work all the time.
Yeah. Uh,
90% of the time I do work, but dang. Uh,
Yeah,
but
and
yeah.
you mentioned like the promoting, a future title, but still keeping the more recent or the next upcoming title in the
Mhm,
forefront, right? So it's
mhm,
for us, it's constant promotion, and I think a lot of our success, as far as indie creators in general, the success of the community is it hinges on marketing, promoting, and to
mhm.
some degree even social media, right? The more eyes we
Oh yeah.
have on our product, obviously there's more fans out there. Like I believe that the fans are out there. It's just getting to them. It's just getting our products in front of them and showing them, here's two or three pages of what we're making. Look at this. What do you think? And they're like, I love it. And then you have a super fan, right, for life. And
Oh
how do
yeah.
you manage that? I see you a lot on social media, but how do you manage the promoted and marketing of that? Is there challenges within that world?
Marketing, yes, there's always challenges because it's always timing is the issue because you
Hmm.
don't know when it's like the best time to post something. Or so I just kind of like choose like random moments, just like I get that feeling, like okay, I think I should post this right now.
Yeah.
And when you don't see me post, that's when I don't feel like it's the right time.
Yeah.
Especially like yeah, that's like a lot of posts going on anyway.
Hmm.
So I pause like a few days, just like till like a little like till it dies down a bit.
Hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I think this is the right time I can post a reel or something.
Right.
And I can post a photo of like a cover that my artist just turned in, or I can crop a panel that's the
Hmm.
like so like it's like I go back a like so I go by like a filling thing.
Hmm.
I was like it's like filling the atmosphere. right away.
Yeah.
Like go by the energy. Like, is this a good time? I was like, okay. I'm like, I go on Facebook. I was like, that's a lot of posts. That's a post. I'm like, okay, that's a lot of posts in a day. I was like, I'm gonna wait a good day or two,
Yeah.
and then if I don't see as many posts, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post this and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then it might take. Sometimes it takes like an hour for it to actually start reaching out.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, okay. I was like, but then I start getting notifications that somebody loved it, liked it, or shared my post. I was like, okay, so
hmm
now it started reaching.
Right.
And so that's kind of like, so yeah, I go by like the energy of the atmosphere to see how things will go. That's how I really like try to market a bit. And then other times I just make a funny post like I did with your Kickstarter with the
hmm
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. No, I mean
Like
it's
keep dreaming.
always helpful, man.
Uh, yeah, I was like, always keep dreaming. That's why I put them like. With that being said, back top ratings Kickstarter. So I'm like, I try
Yeah.
to put like a funny post. I'm also promoting and also having fun at the same time. So I'm like
Yeah.
trying to put like a funny post to get to get somebody attention, just to make them laugh. It's like, oh, since you're here, back his Kickstarter right quick,
Yeah.
or at least share it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I did. I, came up with a bunch of memes just to have fun with it, right? I mean, if we can't
yeah,
have fun with it, to me, like that takes away some of the joy. If I can't,
yeah,
and I even write that in
yeah,
my books. There is comedic moments, even though like the new Kickstarter is a supernatural horror, right? But there's still moments
mhm,
where you got to break it down. It can't be
exactly,
serious 100%,
exactly.
right? And that
Oh
just
yeah,
comes with like the influence in the films that we've talked about. There's those moments that are like an
oh yeah.
11 and they're super intense, and then you have those
Mhm,
slower moments, maybe tell a little bit of the story, maybe have a joke to break things up. So
mhm.
you can't always be at that 11. You have to kind of like pace yourself,
Yeah.
and the same thing with social media. You got to pace yourself. You can't
Mhm,
post every day all day. It'll burn you out, it'll
mhm.
wear you down, and you won't want to be creative anymore. you know so let's actually dive into your website here, and we'll kind of go through some of this and see what you got. Super sick animation. um,
Thank you.
yeah, it's that's super cool. Yeah, little lion, if I'm not that
Yes,
right. I,
sir.
I was gonna say it looks like a
Yep.
lion.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
lie.
And then
Yeah.
here's a lot of the books that we you've mentioned already, about
Mhm.
what they're kind of about,
Yeah.
and these are
And
some of
Untold
yeah.
Stories of Officer Bob is actually the book I mentioned about my friend
hmm
that I'm publishing that comes out November 15th. So that's the book his dad started years ago, before he passed.
yeah.
And so he took it over. It took him a while to get into it, but I'm so proud of my brother.
Now is that
It's a really beautiful story.
is that going to be on Kickstarter though? Is something we should look for, or is it going to be kind of on your website?
That's a novel, so that'll be on my website.
Okay, awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be nice.
yeah.
And Skin Shifter, Terminus. I mean, these are just like great covers, really cool artwork on these.
Oh yeah.
I know a little bit
Skin
about them.
Shifter.
Yeah, feel
It's
free to
got
dive in.
Skin Shift. Yeah, so Skin Shifter is my alter ego story where I mentioned earlier. I got the inspiration like Split. Um, so I also kind of like got inspiration of Wednesday. Because this cover was actually like a reference of Wednesday.
Okay.
Um, and so the story is Amaya Fitzgerald who is being coddled by Jacobani.
hmm
um, so she's being targeted by Jacobani because the Jacobani was sent from hell by a corpus fiend. That's his name,
hmm
called the corpus fiend. And so the story is like, why does he want Amaya so much? Like,
hmm
what makes her so special that he wants her soul so badly?
Yeah.
And so like that's kind of the question, like, what is she to him or to Jacobani or to whatever? And um, so he's like, that's literally the story. Is like, who is Amaya? And what is her connection to Corpus Fiend? And Jacobani is the alter ego of Sabrina Jackal.
Okay.
So the human version of Jacobani is Sabrina Jackal, and Sabrina Jackal is actually Not the first Jackal Bunny, I will say that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Spawn.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I did get a little bit of inspiration from Spawn. Now thinking about it. So yeah. So this I would say the spirit of Jackal Bunny has been around for a long time.
Okay.
So I will say she's like my it of my universe.
Okay.
Um, I don't want to get into it because that's I want you to actually read it and get experience.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't want
for
to get
sure.
too far
Yeah,
into it.
I don't give any
But
spoilers, please.
yeah,
It's but that sounds like a really
um,
interesting story so far.
yeah, and so I originally brought Skin Shifter out like last year
Mm-hmm.
in like a manga type version of it. But I took it down because I wanted to revamp it a bit and get
Mm-hmm.
like a different art style. And so this is the new art style.
Nice.
And also, this is actually going to be my very first graphic novel.
Cool. Yeah, those are fun.
So it's so chapter one is currently being worked on now. My artist turning some pages, and oh my god, I am so excited.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Oh my god. So I'm like, I'm projecting about 90s, maybe 100 pages. I'm not completely
Okay.
sure how many pages it will be,
That's a solid graphic
especially
novel. Yeah.
especially if my artists have to break up a page. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say you might get closer to 100 or
Mm-hmm.
at 100 or over. So I will say I'm actually hoping to get that out by next Halloween.
Okay.
So next year Halloween, I am
Mm-hmm.
hoping to have my very first graphic novel printed, done, and out. And I
Very
am
cool.
so freaking excited. And that will be on Kickstarter first before it
Okay.
becomes on my website.
Yeah.
And it's also based on my novel Jacobunny.
Okay.
So I translate my novel, the first novel Jacobunny, into the comic.
Okay.
And I might actually tweak some stuff because I might add stuff into the comic that's not in the novel.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually get my novel Jacobunny on Barnes and Noble or Amazon
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's
other
cool.
retailers too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, we'll
and
get your
Terminus,
links and we'll make sure everybody knows where to find you.
yes sir, and Terminus. Those two characters are actually the artist that actually draws Terminus.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, the guy with the gun at the with the is that a shotgun?
Yeah. It looks like
Yeah,
it.
that's a shotgun. So that's Carlos. He is the pencil inker,
Okay.
and the other guy is Juan. He's the colorist letterer.
Okay.
And I when they read the script, they asked like what do your character look like? I was like, draw yourself, literally. And they's like, wait, really? I was like, yeah, it's based in Argentina. You guys in Argentina just draw yourself as the main characters.
Yeah.
They
Nice.
bust out laughing so hard. It's like, bro, we're in a freaking comic.
That's cool.
And they said that when they read the first issue script, they say, dude, this is freaking crazy. And they say, I feel scared for the characters.
Hmm.
And Juan told me that this is like one of the best things he's ever read. And he
Nice.
asked me, "Are you publishing this when we finish it?" I was like, "Yeah, it's going through my publishing company."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." He told me like this is the best thing he's ever seen, like art wise, writing wise.
Hmm.
He even said it was better than The Walking Dead for him,
Mm,
and like or
that's
anything
high
in
praise.
mainstream for him.
Yeah.
Like anything in mainstream for him. I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like, dude. I was like, I started sweating because I'm like, that's like Jesus Christ, that's very high praise.
Yeah.
And so they got issue one script that like that I'm working on the next script now while we're doing production on issue one. But the thing is I'm thinking about making this a bigger book too because
Okay.
one I already have an ending in mind for this saga and because I don't want to like what people say milk the franchise.
Hmm.
And so I'm thinking it's like either this is either I'm out because I'm like either I do single issues, like a few single issues, or I might actually turn these like three big volumes.
Okay.
Whereas like volume one is like the first like issue one, two, and three.
Hmm.
And then volume two is like four, five, and six,
Yeah.
and then volume three. seven, eight, nine, and then stop it right there, and that's the whole saga right there.
Yeah. A lot of
And
companies do that. A lot of, they'll kind of put the collections in a book or in a graphic novel. They'll say
yeah,
it's 3 issues, 4 issues, whatever, and that's volume one.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and I kind of started thinking of of that aspect of doing it because I love how the books look when they come out
mhm,
in them big. I'm gonna say
yeah.
juicy. Jesus Christ,
Well, I
and
mean,
them
they're
big.
juicy. They're filled with a lot.
I was like, when them big, like novel size,
Hmm.
thick books. I'm like, which stories could actually do that for that size of a book? And
Yeah.
so Skin Shifter would be the first.
Hmm.
That Skin Shifter would be printed in a paperback and hardcover.
Okay.
Because I know some people, I know some people love hardcovers, so I will
Yeah.
print them in trade paperback and trade hardcovers. Um, and so Terminus, I'm probably might actually be my second graphic novel.
Okay.
Um, that's gonna take a little bit longer because it's a zombie saga, and that's I really still sinking my teeth into because there's
Mm.
a lot of stuff I'm putting into that one too.
Oh,
Because I want to bring out something that you haven't seen before in a
yeah.
zombie saga.
That's cool.
So I was
Look
like,
forward to that.
yeah. So I was like, hmm. And actually, I teased some of my friends of what the storyline is, like the lore is, and they like,
Mhm.
dude, are you gonna make this into a freaking movie? Because this would be freaking
Yeah.
amazing. It's like
I,
I don't know what the universe might do. Who knows?
yeah. It
Like
could be.
one thing I know, I'm not gonna sell out.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I know. I'm never gonna sell out. But yeah, and
Nice.
I have to admit, Skin Shifter and Terminus are like my top favorite ones I've ever written so far.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
between Arcfire, Skin Shifter, and Halophine, man, I have a blast writing these stories and just having fun.
Yeah, it shows. Like I said, passion. When we start getting into our characters and the worlds that we
Oh
build,
yeah,
like it kind of oozes out. And you mentioned Untold Stories Officer Bob. That's going to be a novel that's going to come out here shortly. Hopefully,
and I can't wait to get you to do a variant cover for Skin Shifter. And
uh,
I already have a reference for it ready
anytime.
to get your thoughts on. So that is Jacoboni and Decimaya. So that will be important for the variant cover. So you actually know
Hmm.
what they look like already.
Yeah,
Um, so
I,
yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah, look forward to doing some work there. And then here's some of the other titles you mentioned. Uh,
yeah. Jollified is my first anthology. It's
yeah.
actually it's a holiday anthology. So this actually started out as a joke because I didn't really think if I was going to do it or not. But big fan of Travis Gibb. Matt sent his to Cthulhu Tales anthologies, and all he's been doing, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to freaking figure out how to make anthology.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so I, s- my friend Dennis Knight, we were having a random conversation about like public domains,
Hmm.
like talking about what we're fans of, and just having casual creator conversation.
There's a lot of stuff in public domains. I don't think a lot of people
Yeah,
realize like how
it
much is
really
in public
is.
domains.
It really
Like
is.
pages and pages of characters and
Oh my
ideas and
God.
stories.
Oh yeah, it really is. And he just started talking to me about how he loves the character Krampus.
Yeah.
And he asked me, "Do I know what Krampus is?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I've seen every interval of a Krampus. So yes, I know
Yeah.
exactly what Krampus is." And he's like, he always wanted to do a story of Krampus. And he gave me like this pitch of like how he would do it and everything. And I was like, huh. I was like, how do you feel about doing being a part of a holiday horror anthology? I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? It's like, yeah, you're a Krampus story. I mean, you're doing a Krampus. You want to do a Krampus story? I'll freaking hire to do it for the horror anthology,
Hmm.
holiday horror anthology. And so his is going to be split into three acts. So in volume one of Jollified is Krampus, Merry Krampus Act One.
Okay.
Um, so and he sent me his Bible. what we call it, like an outline of the
Right.
storyline, the characters,
Right.
and everything. Looks absolutely phenomenal. He looks so freaking beautiful, and I'm excited to bring it to life with him. And then I'm doing a Thanksgiving
Oh, that's cool.
story.
Is that still horror
Um,
though?
oh yeah, yeah. This is a
Yeah.
hard. This is holiday horror anthology. So
Nice.
yes, it's very
Awesome.
much horror. So my Thanksgiving story is called Thankful Blood.
Mhm.
So if you know the movie Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah, classic. Eli I think that's Eli Roth,
um,
yeah?
so,
Yeah.
yeah, so if you're a fan of Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead,
Mhm.
um, or even like the movie The Babysitter on Netflix.
Man, and look, me and my wife saw that movie on a whim, and I was just like, "What did I just watch? Like, what is this
Yeah,
film?" And it
yeah,
was a blast. Like, that was a super
yes,
fun film.
yes. So my story is a group of college friends. They're about to graduate college,
Mhm.
and they go to different colleges. So they figure out a schedule to come together at a cabin in the wood to have fun, get drunk, and do whatever stupid crap they do at the cabin in the woods, as you see in
Yeah.
every horror movie. Uh, so they get their schedule, they figure out the plan, they go to the land. I don't know what I'm going to call the land just yet. I'm still crafting what I'm going to call it, but
Mhm.
the thing they don't know, or they didn't see the fine print, well, it's not really a fine print because it's hidden. But the land they're going to is actually cursed
Oh, okay.
because the story long ago is where a witch was burned alive, and she cursed the land where whoever comes on this land, if it's a party or type of event, you have to sacrifice somebody in your group to protect yourself and the other people in your group from the demon
Mhm.
that's she summoned on that land,
Okay.
called the Terror Giving.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah. But if you don't, the demon will come after all of you and just kill all of you and take
Okay.
all your souls back to hell with it.
Mhm.
And so that's my story. I'm gonna keep it right there.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said,
And then
you don't feel like you have to tell too much because we want fans to be inspired. We want
yeah.
them to, like, search you out and get more info
Oh
and,
yeah.
support the
Oh
books.
yeah. Oh yeah. So and the third story is a Valentine's Day story by my friend David Howard.
Mhm.
I told him that I was doing this story on his podcast, and he said that he would love to pitch me a story, and so he pitched me a story. Well, he pitched me two stories. One was a holiday horror story, but the other one wasn't. I was like, I'm like, this story would fit the holiday aspect, but this one would fit a different anthology. I'm doing down the road. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
really talk about just yet. Um, but he has a Valentine's Day story. You can actually see the entire synopsis is actually on the page.
Yeah, I think
Because
it's yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head because I wrote it and it just came out of my head. But it's
Yeah.
right there if you want to read it out loud if you can. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have you do a variant cover for this one too, for this anthology
Okay.
too.
Hey,
So
I'm all
like
for it.
I've seen your art, so I'm just like I want to get him on a cover or covers
Yeah.
down the road.
That's I
So,
appreciate that. It's always nice to feel like your art is good enough to be published on some
oh
level.
yeah, I'm just like
Um, but yeah, I mean, and you bring up an interesting point. Like, obviously, like you've seen my art, and you're like, yeah, I like this.
mm,
But I'm a fan first, and I tell people like I reach out to
mm,
artists or writer, well, pretty much just artists in general.
mm,
Eventually, maybe I start collabing with writers, but for me, it's like I like this person's art, so I have them do a variant cover.
mm,
Unfortunately, like we talked about, financially that could be kind of a challenge, but some of the artists are out of my price budget, some are more in the budget. So it's always this like constant balance of what can I afford,
mm,
what's going to be the kind of return on investment, for a cover or for that. Is there going to be marketing behind that? Is that artist, are people going to just support that artist and what they do? So it's interesting, yeah. But being a fan first, I see something, I'm like, that's awesome. I want to have that artist work
Oh
with.
yeah.
You know, I want to work with that artist. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So Mad Pops. What do
Yeah,
we?
that's literally how I was with you because seeing your stories and looking at your
Mhm.
website, I was like, holy smokes, I want to get this guy on a variant cover. It's like I
Yeah.
never
Well,
in my
thanks.
life thought about doing variant covers. Then I
Yeah.
saw your art. I was like, oh shit, I found a variant artist.
Well, thank you.
I
It's
was
yeah,
like,
always
I was
happy. I
like,
mean, I have a pretty, I would say, a unique style. It's not when
yeah.
you
I was
look
like,
at
when I
like.
saw your,
Go ahead.
when
Sorry.
I saw your style, I was like, I mean, I hope he's okay with horror because I really want
I
to get his
love
art
horror.
style.
Yeah, I love horror. Like, I know for the current book I'm working on, Luke, it's a fairy vampire supernatural horror. I didn't do the interior art, but in my covers seem a little bit kind of fun, or just maybe Rose is the main fairy, and obviously, you know, fairies in my world are sexy. So like, it has that little sex and lovey, like sexy love type of thing.
Mm.
So I love horror, and I'm thinking for issues 3 and 4 to do like a all out bloody horror kind of book for it.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, I haven't really figured out the cover for issue 3. The artist is turning in pages, and he's blowing my mind with just what he's able to do with issue 3. And like you get so excited. We see an artist interpret our words, and it's not
Mhm.
necessarily what we would draw,
Yes.
but it's inspirational to keep doing it. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's interesting. What do we got with Mad Pops? We'll hit Mad Pops
Ah,
and Halloween here.
so yeah, so Mad Pops is an apocalyptic story. So if you're a fan of Supernatural,
Hmm.
so it's two brothers, but they both have unique powers,
Hmm.
abilities. So like so Pops from Madness Entertainment.
Hmm.
I got permission from him to make him a character in the story of Mad Pops. That's why it's called Mad Pops.
Nice. Nice.
And I actually teased them one time on Facebook when I posted this. I said, he commented on it. I said, "Oh, wait till you see your character in the story." He said, "Wait, my character?" I said, "Oh, I didn't share that with you. Whoops." And so I literally got permission from him. So I was like, "I read it. Yes, I wrote you a character in the story where you're not a good guy, but you're also not a bad guy. But you also
Oh,
can't be trusted. But you do stuff that's for good reasons, but in the wrong way." So it's like
okay.
the one of them complex characters that you hate
Yeah,
to love but love to hate.
exactly.
Uh, so I was like, just like I was like, so yeah, he's like, I created. So in the story, there's a place called Madness Country where the brothers are actually lead up into going to Madness Country and seeing all these other people with abilities, and there will be creatures. Because I love, my God, I love creating creatures.
Yeah, they're
Oh my
fun.
God,
Agreed.
man, and it's gonna be madness.
Hmm. Nice,
Long
nice,
story short, it's
nice.
gonna be madness. Um, but there is a big villain that is going to be in this series. Um, so when you what I'm hoping when you read the story is like you're trying to figure out who's actually the bad guy and like
Yeah.
who can we trust? You know what I mean? I was like I will tell you trust no one but the brothers.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Nice.
trust no one but the brothers. Even the little brother, even if they do stupid crap, just don't trust anyone but the brothers. I'll just keep it right there. Don't trust anyone but the brothers. Um, but but even with Matt Pop's character, so you can't necessarily trust him, but you can't necessarily, I mean, you can't necessarily trust him fully. But he does things that no one else is willing to do.
Hmm.
So it's like he's one of the leaders that you feel like you can't follow, but you actually can in a way.
Hmm.
But it's like he kind of like give that the aspect of fear in people that they just follow because they're scared of him.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And so it's like I'm kind of like shaping things like I'm like I try like to twist. I like doing twists and turns,
Hmm.
making you think this is the villain, but I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, are you certain that's the villain?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like well, that's the feel I hope like people get in reading that story. And
Okay. And
Now I'm
Halloween
thinking about
here.
that. That actually might be my next graphic novel too. If I'm thinking about
Okay,
it,
it'll be the third one.
because yeah, I mean that actually might be my third graphic novel because it's so much. I mean, it's so much in that story that I don't want to just do one issue of,
Okay.
like in single issues. And like I want to make that a one big story that I want people to enjoy, just have fun and come back to. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So that actually might actually be my like my third graphic novel. Yeah.
Okay. And Halloween, you actually have a pre-launch here on Kickstarter, and we can
Yes,
switch over
that's the
to
one
that
coming.
here.
That is the next book coming out soon.
Yeah, so let's slide over to that. And we have this here. So yeah, dive in on this one here.
So Halloween, if you're like clowns, or if you're afraid of clowns, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but but Halloween is a story where it's okay. Let me tell you the backstory. So the backstory of Halloween is
Hmm.
it started out as brothers Ethan and Evan, where they dress up as clowns because they were twin brothers dressed up as clowns, when they just go around social media just to find random people to kill.
Hmm.
They just random. They don't care who you are. They just see if they like if they have the urge, they will kill it. They will try to find you. Well, they won't try. They
Okay.
will find you.
Yeah.
Um, or they will track you down and um on social media and lure you out
Hmm.
your safe space to kill you.
Yeah.
And so, but the thing is, in this story, Evan and Ethan are dead years ago.
Okay.
And so the question is, how is the oh they're called the duplicate killers because they're twins and they're duplicate killers.
Yeah.
And so now the question is, I'm like, how is the duplicate killers back when they're supposed to be dead a long time ago?
Interesting.
And the question, I'm like, it's like, is are these killers related to Ethan and Evan? Are there
Hmm.
copycats? Like, are there big fans, or is there
Hmm.
something more to the story that we don't know about? Or is there a supernatural twist coming at some point? Or so it's, and so these group of friends, they have been chosen by these new sets of duplicate killers, and so
Yeah.
yes, I kind of got the Scream inspiration
Yeah,
from it,
I can feel that.
but
There's definitely a little vibe there.
yeah, but I'm a huge Scream fan. But the difference is it's not just one character that's being targeted
Okay.
by the mass killers. It's
It's
a group.
anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So they ain't just it ain't just like they're texting or calling like it's Sydney. They're texting multiple
Mhm, mhm.
people. So and you just see peek of duplicate killers right here in their costume when you scroll down some more.
There you go, yep.
And, and yes, they have machetes. They're very vicious.
Nice.
That's I'm
Wow.
so I'm like so I think this is one of the stories that would be I would say this is more of the upper level, like maybe 15 and up, if they can.
Okay.
Like yeah, yeah, this is one of the story that's more grown upper level.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah,
Like especially those that can horror, they can't handle horror.
yeah.
Because there will be like some. I I don't go as I don't. I try to have a great. I try to have a good balance of like a certain level of gore. I don't go like Terrifier gore,
Right.
but I try to give you like that intensity
Mhm.
and
The
like I
suspense,
want you to
mystery, yeah.
yes, yes, and I'm like, but I will show the duplicate killers killing a character. I will say
Mhm.
that. You
Yeah.
will see that in the story. And you can see from one character I have inspiration from Riverdale because that's kind of like my Archie character with the
Nice.
ginger
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Um, but also you can't trust. There will be someone you cannot trust in this friend group.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Get out there, and anyone watching this, go save it and get notified when it launches because it looks great. The artwork is cool. I think the story is really cool. So again, we're taking something that's familiar, but we're putting a
mhm,
different spin on it. We're making it something unique
exactly,
or something fresh. And
exactly.
I have to say, like, I really enjoyed that with the first Scream movie. Like when I saw that, I was like, this is
Yes.
different, and maybe not.
Mhm.
Maybe it rips off something else that I've never seen. But
Yeah.
when I saw it, I was like, this is new, this is fresh. So,
Um,
um, yeah, that's crazy. And I think we have Archspire here. I think that's on. Oh, do we have your art? Did we not get into that? Let's go into
Arcfire issue 1 and 2 is on my website. You can go to the
yeah.
where it says productions. You can actually see my books.
Okay, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
productions. There we are. Yeah, I wanted to give fans a chance to check this out and see all the books. Be able to
Oh,
like
also,
yeah,
you look at my Kevisyde logo. I was inspired by Lucasfilm, as you
yeah,
can
yeah,
tell.
yeah.
So yeah,
But yeah,
so yeah, Arcfire issue 1 and 2.
and you can order these books off your website, right? Yeah,
Yep. Yes, sir. Yep.
yeah.
I
So
just
it's
I just wrapped the Arcfire issue 2 Kickstarter, and those who didn't get the Kickstarter, you can just go straight to my website and order it.
mhm.
And I'm editing issue 2 a little bit before I send it to print because I want to. I'm always quality control.
We're our worst
um,
critics.
yeah, because I'm like I want to make sure it's actually good to go. Then I'm gonna send it to print so I can get them out here, so I can fulfill the Kickstarter and get them
Hmm.
out there, and so I can start writing issue 3. Well, I kind of started outline issue 3 and 4, but I start getting those jotted down and everything. So yeah, and these 2 books right here is actually my magazine I
Yeah.
started.
Okay.
Um, right now, this is the actually the digital copies of
Okay.
my magazine, but they are in physical form. This is issue 1 right here. Can you see
Hmm.
it?
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I was like right here, and this is the issue 2 physical.
Hmm. And when they order
Like
these, like you're saying, these are just yeah, it says ebook, so these are just digital. Can they order
yes,
print versions or
yeah. If you scroll down a little bit, am I correct? Um, wait, go back, go back, right there, right here.
mhm.
So issue 3 of the magazine. This is actually the physical version of issue 3.
Okay.
I'm sending that to print. But Kevisyde Chronicles Quarter 1. That's actually the combination of all of the first 3 issues of the magazine.
Okay.
So the way I'm doing this thing is where in a quarter, because my magazine comes out quarterly,
Yeah.
right? And so the way I'm doing is like when I get to a point where I finish 3 magazines, I will bring them together as one book called the
Right.
Kevisyde Chronicles Quarter.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like Quarter 1 is issue 1, 2, 3 of the Kevisyde International 1, 2, and 3, so you can actually get them in physical form in, at once in this book,
Mhm.
and each of the covers will be in the Kevisyde Chronicles book as well.
Okay. Okay.
And now I actually add like extra, and actually add like a little bit extra content in Kevisyde Chronicles too,
Mhm.
like giving like a backstory of where Kevisyde International actually came from, why I started, like just give a little bit more context of why I started
Right.
this magazine.
Right.
And like
Nice.
also I like extra poetry, like extra stories in Kevisyde Chronicles that's not in the individual issues of the magazines.
Okay. So you're getting a little bit
And
more then too.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, but physical issues of the single issues, they're actually at distribution at fieldbowdistribution.com for local comic shops if they want to
Mhm.
order them. Um, but yeah, you can actually but yeah, but if you want to actually buy them all at once, you can buy it in one book right here at KFC
Nice.
Chronicles
Nice.
quarter. So yeah.
And that's on your website. So get out there, go find him, go find Kevin, find the websites out there. I'll have all these links in the description once I upload this podcast here. And that's an important thing with interviewing indie creators is making sure they have places where when I post something, they can find you, they can find me, they can find whatever
Mm,
kind of like what we're promoting, what we're showing, what we're talking about, more information on all that. But it has been a pleasure talking with you and kind of hearing your story. There's a lot that you've created, a lot that you're going to create, a lot that's like coming down the road. So anyone that's interested in any of these stories, check out Kevin's website, find him on social media, and we'll wrap this podcast up. It's been great talking with you, and we'll catch you on the next podcast.
Thank you for having me.